Belly Laugh by Ivar Jorgensen. Recording by Caveat. Me? I'm looking for my outfit. Got cut off in that Holland Tunnel attack. Mind if I sit down with you guys a while? Thanks. Coffee? Damn! This is heaven. Ain't seen a cup of coffee in a year. What? You said it. This sure is a hell of a war. Tough on a guy's feet. Yeah, that's right. Holland Tunnel skirmish. Where the Ruskies used that new gun. Huh? God, it was awful. Guys popping off around a guy and him not knowing why. No sense to it. No noise. No wound. Just popping off. That's the trouble with this war. It won't settle down to a routine. Always something new. What the hell chance has a guy got to figure things out? And I tell you, them Ruskies are coming up with new weapons just as fast as we are. Enough to make your hair stand on end. Sugar? Christ, yes! Ain't seen sugar for a year. You see, it's like this. We were bottled up in the pits around the tunnel for 7 damn days. It was like nothing you ever saw before. Oops, sorry. Didn't mean to splash you. I was laughing about something that happened there. To a guy. Maybe you guys would get a kick out of it. After all, you've got to keep a sense of humor. You see, there was me and a Kentucky kid named Stillwell in this pit. Pretty big pit with lots of room. And we were all alone. This Stillwell was a nice kid. Green. And lonesome, and it's pretty sad, really, but there's a yak in it, and, as I say, we've got to keep a sense of humour. Well, this Stillwell, a really green kid, is unhappy, and just plain drooling for his gal back home. He talks about his mother, of course, and his old man, but it's the girl that's really on his mind, as you guys can plainly understand. He sees her every place, like spots in front of his eyes. Nice spots doing things to him, when this Rusky babe shows up. My gun came up without orders from me just as she poked a puss over the edge of the pit and... Huh? Oh, thank you kindly. It sure tastes good, but I don't want to short you guys. Thank you kindly. Well, as I was saying, this Rusky babe pokes her nose over the edge of the pit and Stillwell dives and knocks down my gun. He says, "You son of a bitch," just like that. Wild and desperate, like you'd say to a guy if the guy was just kicking over the last jug of water on a desert island. It would have been long enough for her to kill us if I hadn't had good reflexes. Even then, all I had time to do was knock the pistol out of her hand and drag her into the pit. With her play bollocks, she was confused and bewildered. She ain't a fighter, and she just sits back against the wall, staring at us, deadpan, big expressionless eyes. She was plenty pretty, babe, and I could see exactly what had happened, as far as Stillwell was concerned. His spots had come to life, in a very adequate form, so to speak. Stillwell goes over, and sits down beside her, and I'm very much on the alert, because I know where his courage comes from. But I decide it's all right, because I see the babe is not belligerent, just confused, kind of, and friendly, and willing. Kind of whipped little dog willing, and man, oh man, she sure was what Stillwell needed. They kind of went together like a hand and a glove, natural-like, and it followed, pretty natural, that when Stillwell got up and led her round the wing of the pit, out of sight, she went willing, like that same little dog. No, you guys, two's enough. I wouldn't rob you. Well, okay, and thanks kindly. Well, there I was, all alone, but happy for Stillwell, because I know it's what the kid needs, and in spots like that, what difference does it make? Yank, Rusky, Mongolian, as long as she's willing. Then you guys, Stillwell comes back, wall-eyed, real wall-eyed, like being hit but not knocked out and still walking. I know what it is, some kind of shock. I get up and walk over and take a look at the babe where he'd left her, and I burst out laughing. I told you guys there was a yak in this. I laughed like a fool. It was that funny, and as much time as I had to before Stillwell cracked, it was enough to crack him, the little thing that pushes a guy over the edge. He lets out a yell and screams, "For Christ's sake! For Christ's sake, nothing but a bucket of bolts! Nothing but a couple of plastic lumps!" That's when I hit him. I had to. He was for the birds. Stillwell was. An hour later we got relieved and a couple of medicos carried him away, strapped to a stretcher. Gone like a kite. They took the robot too, and its clothes, but they forgot the brassiere, so I took it, and I've been carrying it ever since. But I'll leave it with you guys if you want, for the coffee. Might make you think about home. After all, like the man says, we've got to keep a sense of humour. Well, so long you guys, and thanks. End of Belly Laugh by Ivar Jorgensen.